it's a Phase 4. It's black. It's a 2023 model, and I had to, I had to get me a bow because my son wanted to shoot mine. He's come of age, so what I wanted to get something. Mathews. One thing with Mathews here is they make beautiful bows. I mean, it's just like a fine art. And I've looked at other bows that were inside the archery shop in black. They looked cheap, or not that cosmetically appealing. They shot great. I mean, I shot a PSE 2024. It was aluminum, and it cost. The cost was the same as it was a 2024 model, and the cost was just like $1,200 as much as this bow was. So it was same price, but it was newer year because this is a 2023 model. But it just didn't look appealing to me. To me, I didn't like it. And I think Mathews, they make beautiful bows, and they shoot great. They're not just pretty. But this in black, I really, really liked it, and so I got it. Now, the quiver is a red line. It's very light. It's made of some rubber, and if you wanted to remove it, all you have to do is kind of unscrew that, and there you go. And if you want to put it back, so you can stick this inside your backpack, put it behind your backpack if you don't want it to hang on the bow, and if you want to, and there's this loop here. If you just want to put it away and hook it onto somewhere, or wherever you want to hook it to. But yeah, and then it just goes right back here if you want to put it back, and then you just put in this knob here. It's very easy, The arrows that I decided to purchase was the most economical, or layman's term, cheap arrows inside the shop, just because I think that they're probably gonna last me for eternity. The arrows nowadays, they're very quality. So this is a Easton 6.5 something 400. So it's compared to my previous bow. This is my old bow. It's the Vipertech from Hoyt, and this is what I'm passing on to Jonathan, my son. And then this is the arrow that I got. It was from Sportsman's Warehouse. It was on sale. I should have just went back and got some from Sportsman's Warehouse. I'm sure I would have saved a few bucks, but I just got tired of driving around. Gas is so expensive nowadays, so $10 difference overall, it's not worth it. Just let them do it. And yeah, so they're about the same thickness, 400 model too. Yeah, so so it's a beautiful arrow. It feels sturdy. This kind of is a little flimsy, but it's pretty straight. They said it only matters how straight they are. The consistency of the arrow is what matters, and that's why they want you to get quality arrows. But I don't think I regret getting these. Now, back to the bow here. It's equipped and with a what is it called, Trophy Ridge sight, and it's a 5-pin. It's basic. They wanted to sell me high-end stuff, but I mean, archery is only about a month in in D zone, and a month in A zone. So at most you could probably do like 2 months out of the year. And I just, I didn't want to spend all that money on something that I felt that I wasn't going to use as use as often. And I think 5-pin, I'm going to start off at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 yards instead of the traditional 20, just because the deers here in California are kind of, we're not sitting on a tree stand. We're road hunting, and we, once we spot a deer on the side of the road, we'll get out and we'll get our bow out, and then we'll range them, and then we'll shoot them. So we'll just, and they're usually, not very, very close. So, that's why I got the 5-pin. Just so I can go a little bit further and keep it basic, nothing, no fancy glass, things like that, nothing fancy to break, just something sturdy. It is actually made of some kind of rubber, high density rubber, and it has a light here, and I haven't so there's batteries here, and I think I think there's a shim. Yep. Okay. There he goes. And there's one more. I should have got a little magnetic. Let me see if there it is. So, okay, so. Side here, there's a battery. Let's see if it works. Okay, so it looks like I'll just go in this way. It takes 3 of these little batteries here, and it number is, what is it? L736C. So L736C type batteries. Okay. And here's the third one. Okay. Okay, so that, it should just light up as you, there you go. It light up. Yeah, you can see. So it's lighting up, and you just back off and let it go off. So just back off just a little bit. Okay, not too much, or else it'll come loose, and then you can potentially lose it out in the field. That's, if you're okay, so it's not fitting. This will go over the clip. Another thing that I got was this arrow rest. It's called Drive, and normally, and I spoke to the guy. I said, I want something. I don't want anything expensive, but I don't want something that's gonna break as well. Give him something that's reliable, but nothing fancy. So he said, get this. It's called a Drive arrow rest, and it mounts onto this rubber loop here. It's kind of innovative. Usually, I think on my Hoyt here, as you can see, it mounts onto this bowstring, so it's slightly different. And between the two, yeah, so they're you can tell the shape is different on the Mathews versus the Hoyt. The cams, look at the cams still. I mean, they're like, wow. They're probably 3 times the size of my Hoyt cams. But again, this is old Hoyt, 20, 20 years ago when it was purchased. This was replaced, but yeah. Now, one last thing about this bow is it has a string stop here. I mean, this little bump here. I don't know how that, I guess that's all for recoil. These little loops here, these are like monkey tails, zebra string. They've been around for a long time. I remember when I purchased my Hoyt 20 years ago, they're also on the Mathews, so it's come a long ways. And the one thing, I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but the shaft here has like a roller wheel. This is a bearing, as opposed to, when you're pulling the strings back and forth. So it just kind of rolls, through the wheel here. Just kind of rolls through. Now, the old bows, you can see it rides on a shaft here, and this guide here, plastic guide. Some bows are still made that way, and that's perfectly fine. I don't care for it. I think that for me, the simpler the better. I would, I wouldn't have mine something similar like this Hoyt's setup is, just to keep it simple. I'm one of those persons who says keep it simple, but I do like speed, because I know that it takes speed. Speed equals force, and to take down the air, so that has to be taken into account. And the grip is plastic. I wish it was wood. Mathews used to make it out of wood a long time ago, and recently at the archery shop I saw old Mathews, a single cam, and they had a wood handle, and it was beautiful. Like I said, Mathews, they make beautiful bows. I think there was a year or two that it didn't look that appealing. It just kind of strange. But yeah, this is, the handle is pretty slim. So to pull it, it balances well. It's 29 axle to axle, and compared to my Hoyt is a 32, and okay, so I think they're just kind of measuring from here to here, or is it in the center here to center here? But they're not taking into consideration the size of the cams, because they're about the same size if you account for the cams. So yes, it's shorter. You can tell it's shorter. This is longer axle to axle, but overall length, it's about the same, because humongous cams here. And I think it'll be a joy to shoot this year. I'm not going to shoot it right now, because you can't dry shoot it. But the pull is really flat. It doesn't want to, so it doesn't jump on you. And so here, just keep it, gotta keep your finger behind the trigger at all times. Okay, so, and as you can see, the arrow rest, what's really cool about it as well is, as it rests, it's supposed to be over here. They made this little tab here, plastic tab, and the arrow just kind of stays put. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it's just rubber. I think it's gonna wear out, but Now, this prevents the arrow from, moving up or down or out of the arrow rest. And I draw, okay, and it's very, very flat. I can hold it. I have it about 65 pounds, and it is just a joy to hold. It's very steady, and I can probably hold it for, at least a minute, although it is getting a little tiring. This is currently at 65 pounds. See it? And it's not jumping. So, I think that it's, with bows, and not only does it have to be functional, I think that you want something that's appealing, because it becomes kind of like an heirloom, because they're not cheap. This thing with just six arrows, no broadheads, and just a quiver, cost me $1,900. So, it's very expensive. I was trying to get the cheaper stuff, but I thought about it and I said, man, you're gonna buy it once, just cry once and get it over with. So there's that for this bow. Okay, so we're gonna test it out, and we're gonna see the season, see how it performs. The cams, it's weird. They have like these plastic on them, and it's rubber things here, and I don't know if maybe they slide in between. They made these grooves, and you can remove these ends here. Yeah, see, it kind of like wraps around. So I think all this is replaceable, in time. Lifetime warranty. I think that it's gonna be a great bow. Again, I haven't shot it as much as I would like, and we'll see how it does out in the field. But it's pretty steady, and it doesn't jump like my Hoyt here. The biggest problem with my Hoyt was that it would just jump. If you pulled it all the way back, if you're not all the way back, just dead back, pull back, and you trying to, if you move your finger just a little bit, just to adjust, the cam would jump forward. So it's kind of dangerous, and but again, this is like 20 years in a making difference. So Hoyt cams have also improved, and they're probably just as good as the Mathews. Although I looked at them and they're kind of long. They're not, they're just not appealing to me as much as the Mathews are. So